Welcome to completing the self-assessment survey. This video is going to take you through completing the Google form, which includes the SAS items document and the survey itself. If your coach did not give you the Google form, you can disregard that part of the video and just focus on the SAS items document and the survey itself. This is a generic presentation. Your Google form and SAS document will vary slightly as they are customizable for each school site. Let's get started. When you open the Google form, you will see an introduction to the survey, why it is being done, and how the information is used. Schools that choose to use this form are simply tracking who has taken the survey. This helps with sending out reminders and, if the school chooses, to incentivize those who have completed the survey. After you read this portion, click Next. The first question you will respond to is if you have watched the walkthrough video. Clearly you have, since you're watching it now. If you've already watched it in the past and do not want to watch it again, you can click NA. There is no reward or penalty related to this question, so answering no or NA is just informational. When you finish, click Next. The next prompt asks if you have gone over the SAS document. If you've taken this before and are comfortable with the terminology, you can click No or NA. Again, there is no penalty for answering in the negative. For those that are using the document, you will want to click on the link to open it. The document has a glossary at the top. All of the words in the glossary are highlighted in yellow in the items that correlate to the survey prompts. There are 4 areas: school-wide, non-classroom settings, classroom, and individual students. Note the yellow highlights. Those terms are defined in the glossary. You can also check with your coach if you're unsure. If your coach doesn't know, he or she can contact me. You can now print this out or download it. If you print it, just use the print icon. And follow the normal steps for printing. To download, you click on the down arrow, save it to somewhere on your hard drive, and then open it. Now you'll want to grab the tab here and move it out of your stack of folders so that you can view it on half of your screen. In order to close this little index here, you just click on the little hamburger bars. And you can place this up here on the right or on the left, whichever you prefer. Now go back to your Google form. Resize the form and move it to the opposite side of the SAS document. So you go up here, restore down, and then move it over to this half. Okay. Oh, let's see. So click your response to if you've reviewed the attached document, and then click Next. You can use this document while you're doing the survey. It is not a test, it is a survey. Okay, so the next prompt explains how you will be evaluating each of the items based on the current status, in place, partially in place, or not in place. And there's also a choice for don't know or NA. It's important to know that choosing don't know or NA does not affect the score at all. That's just thrown out. It's not data. So everything else you answer does count into the overall score. So it's best to say don't know rather than guess. Okay, the second scale is priority for improvement. You'll mark high, medium, or low, or don't know NA. If something is fully implemented, you might think it needs improvement, or it might be working well and have a low priority for improvement. You might mark an item as not in place on the first scale, and you might not think we need to implement, so you mark low. But you think that it needs to be implemented, give it a medium or high priority. Your PBIS team looks at this data for determining improvements to the program. So please be honest and complete the survey to help us out. Your actual answers are anonymous. That's why some schools use the Google form just for the purposes of reminders, as I said before. Okay, so you're going to take the SAS here. So you're going to click on this link, and this loads the SAS. You're going to complete your information about who you are. So I'm going to go ahead and click here. And then I come down here, and now you can see each of the items. You can see the current status and the priority for improvement. Under current status, is it in place, partially in place, not in place, or you don't know, or it's not applicable? What's the priority for improvement? Do you think it has a high priority for improvement, medium, or low? Or you can put don't know NA. So notice that we're in school-wide systems, and over here on our items, we have school-wide systems. There are 12 items. No, there's not. There's 18, sorry. There's 18 items, and all 18 items are stated over here. So I look at number 1, and I read it. A small number, 3 to 5, of positively and clearly stated student expectations or rules are defined. So I say to myself, what are student expectations or rules? So I'm going to look over here, and I notice that it's highlighted. So I know that it's going to be in the glossary. Okay, student expectations or rules are whatever your, like the HOWL, your 3 Bs, be safe, be responsible, respectful. This will be changed on your document to match your school's expectations. So being a teacher at Nancy Corey, I would look and be, oh, the HOWL. Okay, yeah, we have that. Okay, then I decide, is it in place, partially in place, not in place? Then I need to decide on the priority for improvement. So if I choose in place and I feel like it doesn't need to be improved, it's fine, I'll give it a low. If I think it could use some polishing, I'll give it a medium. Or if I know some students don't know it and we need to reteach it, maybe I'll make it a high priority. So this is your opinion, your perception of how things are going. So then you go on to item 2. Again, you will evaluate the current status and the priority for improvement. When you finish this section, you will click the green box with the arrows on it, and this will take you to, non-classroom settings. Sorry, I scrolled down too fast. Non-classroom settings. So you're going to scroll down on your items document. You'll see that there's 9 items in non-classroom settings. So you come down here and you will evaluate each of these on the 2 scales. When you finish, you will click the arrows. Now you're in classroom systems. So you're going to come down here. You have 11 items, and on your survey, you have 11 items. You'll go through and evaluate each one. When you finish, click the green box with the arrows in it. Now we're to individual student systems. So we come down here. There's a lot of yellow highlights in this one, so you might have to refer to the top quite frequently. And you're going to evaluate these 8 items on both scales. When you finish, you will click Submit Survey. I'm not going to submit because I don't want to mess up this school's data. So I'm not going to submit it, but you will submit it so that your data is collected. Then I'm going to close out of here. I'm going to come back here to, yes, I completed the survey. Then I'm going to click Next. I'm going to enter my name and my job title. This is so that I make people aware of the fact that I took the survey. And then we can also look too and look at the data that we get on the spreadsheet from this and be like, how many people did we have from from the kitchen, how many custodians, how many fourth grade teachers, how many fifth grade teachers, and so on, so that we can see if we're hitting all those groups. Remember, we want to try to get about 80% completion rate, so your help is greatly appreciated. If you want a copy of your responses, go ahead and toggle this little button here, and then when you finished, you are going to submit. Mine won't submit because I didn't put my name in. That is how you do the self-assessment survey and the correlating documents that go with it. Thank you for completing the survey. This helps your school set goals for improvement and to help you celebrate successes.